Welcome to another episode on my driving robot of fischertechnik based on the TXT controller. Last time I did a test in the same situation, same setup as now. Oscilloscope probes connected to motor and to the pulse counters. These are the motors and these are the pulse counters from the motors. Pulse width modulation 2 motors. And it turned out that when I went ahead, it bumped into a very low object as this platform is. Which made me decide to reconstruct a situation like this into this, which only means that the materials that are used to mount it at the underside of this front are at the upper side. So since this was the last action of last time, which worked well, I am now starting with reconstruction right here so that I can test whether it bumps into here, yes or no. And that means that I first have to remove this one and it has to be done with some care. Alright. Now this has to be removed and moved up here, and this has to be removed and moved right up in view. Just like this, and then with this hinge on the outside, and placed right here, when this back in place, or it should be anyway. There it goes. So that should work again, but now with this on the top side and with this reconstruction, I can power up the controller into the default firmware and see how it responds, if it actually works nicely. So with a freshly charged battery, and yeah, I find immediately a problem. It doesn't really fire up, and that's something I do not like. And I checked the wires last time as well and found nothing wrong. So why isn't this firing up? Now it is. With the last episode of the working robot, which has more or less the same, I did check some wiring, and that proved to be very useful. And here I have to keep in mind the wires, that they don't interfere with the gears. They come eerily close to the gear, so at least this black wire. So and put it in there. And now I am connected. Anyway, well, not connected yet. I am powered up. So let's see what I can do. So I want to be connected. I am connected. That's good. Oh, that reminds me, I still have to change the known host file, because in this situation it is with the default firmware it is a DHCP server. So that means that I have to remove this file, this line, and when I am using the community firmware, this line will be used, 133. So this one goes out, and yes, 134 will also be used on this computer, but that's the other robot. So this is one. Now I have to be using RoboPro as username. 168.2. Now I have to be careful. I think this one. No, it's 8, by the way. I keep forgetting that number. Yes, it's 2. And now I am here. I wrote it into the known host file. So now I'm in, and I better do it here as well. Right. So I'm removing all the image files because they are all 0. I don't have to check that. And another point is it still forgets its date. I don't mind right now, because I am concentrating on the or focusing on the course it takes, and then since I can't process images anyway, it doesn't really matter. Well, I can process it, but not online, not as in the program RoboPro. So and now something interesting. That's very interesting that it can't find Python, but it has Python 2.7 anyway. So run Python and let's see whatever happens. If anything. Oh, the time base is anything but good. This is a lot better. And you see a diversion, a big diversion now. this is interesting because it is trying to write, but it doesn't go anywhere. So let me do it manually and see whatever happens. Is it obstructed in any way? Yes, it is. I'm feeling an obstruction. So I need to check what it is. Taking a flashlight. This flashlight, and what is the obstruction? Ah, interesting. This is an interesting situation. Let me lift the robot a bit. At the underside of this switch used to click it, here you see the switch, there's a notch, and this notch is preventing the robot, and on the other side as well, from riding anything anywhere further over this plate. And in the meantime the controller goes power off, and a probe goes off, but that's minor. This is not good, so I better check that wire. But this is interesting. So with this solved, I still need to check on anything else. On the other hand, how often does that happen? Because it is supposed to bump and stop. I have to think about that. Alright, the connection. I have widened the plug on both sides of the battery pack and the controller, so that should not be a problem if that was the cause. Also, I relogged in since it went power off, so let's do another try. Well, this is clearly a result of the sonar. And if I remove the battery pack, it goes on. Then again, what does it sense? Probably this particular wire portal. Right now, no collision anywhere, it just stands still. And well, there is a car horn, but I don't hear it. It's not sounding. Alright, enough already. One more attempt, and then over to the community firmware. Oh, in camera thread, I know. And now there is no diversion at all, yet. And there it stands still. And not a real diversion. So, let me take a look at no. Let me take a quick look at how the software is organized. Yeah. 2 instructions into a block. Here also 2 instructions in the block. So that is alright. So that still does not explain anything of the of getting off course. So time to switch to the firmware. I think. But let me do one more try. Now this is enough already, I think. I've seen enough. Power off and other firmware. Alright, boot it into the computer firmware. Ready to set and see whatever is going on. Let's see. And once again, this is the wiring for the probes, and well, ain't that the difference? That is a big difference. No diversion, pure sonar. That is something very nice. So if I move this battery pack here, I don't even need this second one. What happens? Will it go straight or not? Will it be a straight line? No chance. No contact. It didn't hit anything. Or did it? Yes, contact 1 is 1. It did hit. Contact 1 is 1. Absolutely. So that made sure for the final turn and the lamp. But it made a diversion. Another one. So what is the difference anyway? Alright, what hit it? 1. It clearly hit 1. So if I remove the blocks, what happens? Same position. Big time diversion. No hit, because it is being blocked by that notch under the switch. and I interrupt it. Right, so much for logic, really so much for logic, and I can't tell the difference. That's the sad part. There's no logic in the diversion. I'll do it one more time. One block here. So let's see. Abort it. That's not what I want to see. Again, it should have fit the battery pack. Alright, never mind. Sound all over, but the rest, no logic in it. Alright, let's examine the code for a moment. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Right here, two commands in a string block. Here two commands in the sync block. Two commands in the sync block. Two commands in the sync block. Here two. Here two. Yeah, there are all two commands in the sync block here commented out, but that doesn't matter. Alright, time for longer distance on the floor. Let's do that. So for floor test again. Now with a slightly different setup with a block battery pack straight ahead and one to the left, since it's common diversion. So let's see how this works out in the community firmware. If it works out anyway. It starts nicely with connection aborted. And I didn't think that would happen so soon, so I have to open a different connection. Taking a bit of time. Killing the command. And starting again. So now I'm back into action. Or it should be anyway. Yeah, camera connected. Well, this is more or less what I expect to happen. So let me see on screen what happens. contact is 1. Sounds good. And then final distance is 2. Well, it's almost against it, but that's one thing. So let me do this again. Starting the command. Right. That's new. Right side the version. Making a nice connection, and then a correct ending. Now, since it has no camera on it, it doesn't matter which direction I am using. Any different thing? Well, no. Do it once more. You never know what happens. And then back to the default firmware. Alright. So what if I shift the battery packs and do it with the other controller, or with the other switch? That's interesting. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, right. New with that. Why is it that it always go, or 99% goes this way? I have no explanation. Alright, let's see for the default firmware. Alright, default firmware, let's see what happens. That is clearly sonar. It made contact with 1, but the rest is missing. Okay, another one. It did a display flash, but the program is running without any action. So let's do it again. That's better. Clearly different behavior than the default firmware. A bump into 1. So how about the lamp action? How about the turn action? Let me see. Yeah, there's definitely a turn and a lamp action with a sound action. So this is not funny. Not funny anyway. Let me see whatever happens now. Another display flash, and the program keeps on running. And it's remarkable that the display flash always seems to happen on the default firmware. What is happening now? I did see a lamp, I did see a turn. But why isn't this happening always? Let me repeat this, hopefully. No confidence that it will happen, but let's see. Another display flash. Interrupting the program. Online mode. Will it, won't it? It should be sounding a car horn according to text on display, but it is not. So let me help a little. Yet more. Nothing. Alright, that's it. So yeah, something is amiss. And hopefully I have some answers soon. But for now I have to leave it with this. Thank you for watching. Reconstruction that seemingly doesn't matter much. And some weird stuff as usual. Unexpected diversions, unexpected collisions, illogical behavior, etc. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like. Please visit my website if you wish to make a donation, which is kindly appreciated, very much appreciated. And this is to be continued logically. Bye bye.